You're such a nerd. No one likes you. Another girl said that to me when I was 12. 5 years later, I started my freshman year at MIT. And in my class, men outnumbered women 2-1. Today, I'm an engineer, an educator, an entrepreneur, and a mom to 2 amazing kids who love STEM. My superpower is my creativity, and I am not alone. A Microsoft study found that 91% of 5th through 12th grade girls consider themselves creative, and 72% say that a job that helps the world matters to them. That makes STEM a great career fit for girls, because with science, technology, engineering, and math, you can be creative and help the world at the same time. So why is it that according to the Society of Women Engineers, only 26% of computer scientists and 13% of engineers are female? Clearly, girls are checking out of STEM, and we are missing out on all their creativity. That's a problem. Today, I'm going to share with you the 3 reasons why I stuck with STEM, despite what that girl said to me, so that you can help a girl in your life stick with it too. And I'll open up about my middle school nightmare, because that's when I struggled the most. Being 12 was tough for me. The preteen years are when you start caring about what other people think. And that turns middle school into this giant dressing room where everyone's trying on new friends and new identities to see what sticks. That's the time when a girl might decide she's going to reject STEM because she doesn't think it fits anymore. And it is not enough for you to reassure her, "Oh, you've got this." She has to want it. When I was in middle school, my self-image was in the toilet, and I spent an eternity in that dressing room, but I never once shed my passion for STEM, because at a time in my life when I felt like a loser, 3 things lifted me up: dirty hands, X-ray eyes, and role models. They showed me that I could be a superhero someday, and I spotted that cape and I wanted it. Let's go back in time. Here I am at age 4, and life was good because everyone's your friend when you're 4. Here I am at age 8, the start of the tween years, and social awareness is just beginning to creep in. Here I am at age 11, and I was clearly not one of the cool kids, but I was okay because I had a bubble of friends. But then the bubble popped. Just like that. Popped because my dad was in the Navy, and he got transferred from Pensacola, Florida to Virginia Beach. So I had to start 7th grade as the new girl. That's when I found out very quickly, everyone is not your friend. At the bus stop, this girl named Lori would point to my clothes, and everyone would snicker. And if you got straight A's, you had your name read out loud in the morning announcements. And when my name got read, this girl named Sheena, who sat behind me, leaned forward slowly and hissed in my ear, "You're such a nerd. No one likes you." So after that, I begged one of my teachers to please give me a B, even if I earned an A, just so my name wouldn't come up. I started dreading school, and when the yearbook came out, I scribbled out my own picture, and I threw the book away. I was being made fun of for the way I looked, so guess what? I started changing it. I bought the in clothes, I started wearing makeup, then I got this bright idea. What if I got rid of my glasses? So I asked my parents if I could get contacts, and my mom said, "Well, I didn't get contacts until I was in high school, so if you want them now, you need to pay for them yourself." So you know what I did? I saved all my babysitting money for months. And in 8th grade, I presented my parents with a wad of cash and a newspaper clipping. A local eye doctor was running a contact lens special. So I got my wish. Shedding the glasses shut down this script that was scrolling in my head that said, if you don't look like a loser, maybe you'll belong. Now, as an adult, I know looks aren't what matter, but when I was 13, yeah, they mattered a lot. And I was so convinced my life would be transformed that the placebo effect kicked in. I started reaching out to people I was too intimidated to speak to before, and I discovered they would talk to me. So I started making friends. Back then, you wrote real notes with actual pen and paper and you slipped them to your friends, and I soon had a whole pile of them. I got invited to parties, and I even got my first kiss. I thought I had arrived, but there was a problem. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let's just say some of my new friends were good at coming up with bad ideas. But just in the nick of time, my dad got transferred again, this time to Jacksonville, Florida, so we had to pick up and move all over again. That was a blessing in disguise because it forced me to hit the reset button on my peer group. And I had a secret weapon. I had never lost my love for STEM that whole time, and this time I looked for kids who shared it and were good influences on me. I ended up graduating at the top of my class, earning a degree in engineering from MIT, and starting up an optical fiber facility for Corning in North Carolina. So throughout all middle school, I experimented like crazy. I varied my friends, my looks, my identity, but I held STEM constant. Why? Because I saw 3 things that told me STEM was a superpower. Number 1, dirty hands. My 7th grade science teacher gave us this unforgettable homework assignment. Go in the woods, find a puddle, and bring a jar of that dirty water to school. The next school day, we found that the classroom had been transformed and there were microscopes on every single table. And he said, today, we're going on the great amoeba hunt inside your jars of water. When I found an amoeba, I spotted it myself, and I had caught it myself. I felt powerful, like a real scientist. And that made up for all those times that Lori laughed at me, and she knows whispering stuff in my ear. So get girls' hands dirty. Get them repairing bikes, doing robotics, woodworking, and at home, get tools in her hands. It builds spatial thinking and confidence. You can start with something small like hanging pictures on the wall. And if your walls look like Swiss cheese, so what? She can spackle it. Buy her a toolbox for her birthday and invite people to help you fill it up every year. That's a gift that she will treasure for the rest of her life. Tell her she can get something new for her room, but make sure it says, assembly required. Here's the second reason why I stuck with STEM, X-ray eyes. When I was growing up, one of my favorite TV shows was The Super Friends, and I loved the Wonder Twins. It was a brother and sister pair, and they would transform themselves into animals, buckets of water, ice picks. They were creative, and they would beat the bad guys and save the day with their creativity. That's the kind of work that grabs girls' hearts. It grabbed mine. With STEM, you can be creative and save the day every day. And that makes you a superhero, powerful and valued. And those were 2 feelings I craved when I was in middle school. My grandfather had X-ray eyes. He was a doctor by training, but he was an engineer at heart. And he invented his own tooth flossers decades ago because he was tired of how every time he flossed his teeth, if the floss got too tight, his fingertips would turn purple. So he made his own tooth flossers by filing down plastic forks and attaching thread across the tines. He had countless prototypes, and he'd show them to me, and he said, "My idea can help other people. It just needs to be tested and scaled." Guess what? That takes STEM. Someone else who had X-ray eyes was a 13-year-old girl named Susie Mason. She had asthma. Back in the 50s, the medicine came in glass nebulizers, and Susie was always afraid she was going to break it or spill it, so she asked her father, "Why can't my medicine come in a spray can like hairspray?" He worked at Riker Labs, and so he posed that same question to the scientists there. And within months, they had invented the world's first pressurized metered-dose inhalers. So here's how you can help a girl develop X-ray eyes like my grandpa and Susie had. The next time she comes complaining to you about something that's driving her nuts, ask her one simple question. How would you change this? Frustration breeds creativity. That brings me to the third reason why I stuck with STEM, and it is the most important. Role models. So now you know from my story, I had my grandfather and my science teacher help girls find role models. Watch Hidden Figures. Read books like STEM Gems, which feature female role models. Follow Instagrammers who show that STEM can be fun and zany, like Mary Anning's Revenge. Watch talks by Samira Mehta, a girl who invented a board game so that other kids could know how to code. Or Dr. Joy Wolfram, who's developing nanoparticles to treat cancer. Or Dr. Sabrina Gonzalez Pastersky, a physicist who built and flew her own plane when she was a girl. But do you want to know who the most powerful role model of all for a girl is? It's someone she knows. Just an ordinary person who's blending STEM and creativity to help others. They might not be curing cancer or designing drones, but STEM contributions don't have to be glamorous. They just have to be meaningful. When I was an engineer for Corning, I was helping make the internet faster for people all over the world. And believe me, my work was powerful and valued. So, girls seek ways to be creative and to help others, and STEM gives it to them. Join me in helping them see that. If you take nothing else away from this talk, remember these three things: dirty hands, X-ray eyes, and role models. Help a girl find those, and you just might unleash a superhero. Thank you.